Horse racing, 10 thrilling dashes on our program this afternoon. Track will be fast, a little heavy in on the rail because of early morning rain, but it's being harrowed and it'll come around. Feature this afternoon, 7 horses, and it's anybody's horse race. Silent Class, J.B. Pendle, Snake Charmer, Shalom Marley, Laurel's Curly, Melody Down, and Power Mag. As I said, anybody's horse race. Should be a dandy. Hope you enjoy our show this afternoon from EPR. Let's get it underway with race 1. Clear off and Jolly Good Time, the leader in the inside. Victory Hill rushing for it, takes it on the outside. He's the leader as they swing into the turn. Victory Hill and Jolly Good Time racing second. Oblin Power his third. Local number up 3 wide, drives on to fourth. Glittering Birds racing fifth, and the Caffeinated Cambridge Express. Britannicus trailing as they go to the quarter, and up front the leader is Victory Hill. Jolly Good Time out from second to challenge, and Jolly Good Time goes forward. He takes the lead. Jolly Good Time now on top of length. Victory Hill second. Local number Park drives on the third. Oblit Power is fourth. A quarter 31 and 4. Then it is a Glittering Bird. Britannicus up on the outside rushing on. Then Decaffeinated and Cambridge Express trailing as they come to the 3/8 pole. And the leader by that marker is Jolly Good Time. He's out by a length and a half. Then Victory Hill is second. The local number racing third. Oblin Powers fourth on the rail. Glittering Bird behind him. Then up on the outside, Britannicus comes on. Then Decaffeinated and Cambridge Express trailing as they go racing on by the half. By the half and 4 and 4. They swing into the turn, and Jolly Good Time is out now by 2 lengths. Victory Hill racing second. Britannicus is third. Up on the inside now, Oblin Power at third. Local number to fourth. In between horses, Britannicus off stride. They're by the 5/8, and it's on to the 3/4 now. Jolly Good Time, but 2. Then Victory Hill is second. Oblin Power driving up a third. Local number's fourth. Glittering Bird is fifth. Then Decaffeinated, Cambridge Express, and Britannicus. They go by the 3/4, and Jolly Good Time leads by 2 1/2. By the 3/4, 1:36 and 4. Swinging into the top turn, Jolly Good Time, but 2. Oblin Power second, closing in on the leader as they come to the 7/8. Jolly Good Time with Oblin Power driving up second. Then Victory Hill has third. Local number is fourth. They swing for home. Jolly Good Time. Oblin Power driving up on the outside. They are neck and neck now as they come to the wire. Neck and neck. Oblin Power on the outside. Jolly Good Time on the inside. Here they are, and to the wire it is. Oblin Power, Jolly Good Time, Victory Hill, tight for fourth between local number and Cambridge Express. And the time for the mile, 2:09 and 4. Well, the result of that first race, official, the winner, as we told you, was Oblin Power. 4-year-old son of Power Baron, owned by Bonnie and Cheryl Mahar of St. John. Wayne Mahar driving his best winning trip this year, 2:09 and 4. He paid $3 winning. Number 2, Jolly Good Time, was second, and number 7, Victory Hill, third. Then Cambridge Express was fourth. Local number 5th. Decaffeinated, Glittering Bird, and Britannicus. And the exactor, 1 and 2. That combination returned $5.10. Now let's go with race 2. Now the second race, approaching the top of the stretch, a field of 9. Charlotte's Ranger and Charlie Ross. Pokey Calhoun with Tony Haig. Bound to Fly with Steve Mahar. Jackpot winner Bill Doherty. Lordham's Gem with Hedley Jones. Susan's Image, Wally Hennessy. Port City Nick with Jill Barrio. Bald Diamond and Clark Smith. Trailing is Eutis Henry and Ross McDonald. Here they come. There, off Lordham's Gem. Wings 4 has the lead. Outside of him goes Susan's Image racing on second. Pokey Calhoun is third on the inside. Port City Nick going up on the outside, racing on fourth. Bound to Fly is fifth. Then it is Charlotte's Ranger. Jackpot winners on the outside. Eutis Henry and Bald Diamond trailing as they go to the quarter, and Susan's Image is now the leader. Lordham's Gem is second. Pokey Calhoun has third. Up on the outside, Jackpot winner rushing on. He's fourth. He's now third. He's going on. Jackpot winner now gets to second. He goes winging a 4, and he takes the lead as they go by the quarter in 32 and 3. The red of the top turn. Jackpot winner pacing on top. Susan's Image is second. Lordham's Gem third. Pokey Calhoun is fourth. Port City Nick has fifth, and it's Bound to Fly. Then Charlotte's Ranger. Eutis Henry, Bald Diamond trailing, but moving on the outside. And they swing through the stretch, come racing on to the half, and Jackpot Winner shows the way. Susan's Image is second, Lordham's Gem third, Port City Nick up on the outside, rushing on from fourth, going on. That is Pokey Calhoun, bound to fly out and moving. And then Bald Diamond, Charlotte's Ranger, and the trailer is Utah's Henry. As they swing into the turn, go racing on to the 5/8, and they were by the half and 6 and 2. Jackpot Winner, the leader, Port City Nick got his wheel, challenging second. Susan's Image is third, they're by the 5/8. On to the 3/4 now. Jackpot Winner a half length. Port City Nick challenging second. Susan's Image is third. That Bound to Fly goes to fourth. Lordham's Gem is fifth. Ball Diamond out 3 wide, rushing on up in between horses. Pokey Calhoun to the outside. 4 wide now. Utah's Henry and Charlotte's Ranger trailing. 1:39 and 2 by the 3/4. They swing into the top turn, and the leader is Jackpot Winner. Susan's Image is back to second. Port City Nick hangs a third. Ball Diamond a strong a fourth. They come by the 7/8 now. They swing for home. It is Jackpot Winner, Susan's Image. Challenging a second, coming on the outside, Ball Diamond, and then Port City Nick. Now Susan's Image coming to the top, and here they are to the wire. It is Susan's Image, Jackpot Winner, Ball Diamond, and Port City Nick. And the time for the mile, 2:11. Out parading now, the unofficial winner of the second race, number 6, Susan's Image. Bay pacing filly 3 years by Striking Image from Susan Knight. On Brant Cook out of Moncton, trained and driven by Wally Hennessy. The filly gets her second winning trip this season this afternoon, pacing in 2:11. Now the result of the second race now official. Charlotte's Ranger was 9th. Pokey Calhoun 8th. Bound to Fly 6th. Jackpot Winner 2nd. Lordham's Gem was 7th. Susan's Image, your race winner. Port City Nick was 4th. Ball Diamond 3rd. Utah's Henry 5th. Race times quarter 32 and 3. The half 106 and 2. 3/4 1:39 and 10. And the mile in 2:11. Now the third race, approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 8. We have Diamond Digger and Roger DeRoche, Offshore Oil, John Davidson, Hector Herbert, Wally Hennessy. Swing along in with Milton Downey, Pee Wee Patty, Peter DeCarton, King's Beacon, Clark Smith, KC Jam with Jill Barrio, Bio Rumpapum Pum with Steve Mahar, and here they come. They're off. Hector Herbert has the lead. Swing along in, challenging. Diamond Diggers on the rail and racing third. Offshore Oil is fourth. KC Jam, Bio Rumpapum Pum, Pee Wee Patty, and King's Beacon trails. They swing around the turn, goodbye the 8th. Portland swing along in, goes marching to the top. She moves out now, a length and a half. Hector Herbert's racing second. Diamond Digger third. Offshore Oil is fourth. Pee Wee Patty's racing fifth. KC Gem by a Rumpapum King's Beacon going up on the outside as they go racing out by the quarter. The quarter 30 and 3, and swing along in the leader by 3 lengths now. Hector Herbert is second. Diamond Digger third. Offshore Oil is fourth. Pee Wee Patty has fifth. King's Beacon now gets to sixth. That is KC Jam and by a Rumpapum trails, but he's moving as they swing off the top turn. Come on through the stretch and race to the half. Swing along in as the leader. Hector Herbert's racing second. Here comes Offshore Oil up on the outside, racing on to third. Diamond Digger's on the inside of her. Then King's Beacon and Pee Wee Patty neck and neck, and by a Rumpapum and KC Jam. They're neck and neck trailing as they swing into the turn now and go on to the 5/8. They're by the half and 3. Swing along in, cuts it out. Hector Herbert is second. Diamond Digger back to third. Offshore Oil hangs fourth. Pee Wee Patty's racing fifth. King's Beacon Then by a Rumpa Pum Pum and KC Jam as they go driving on to the 3/4. Swing along in the leader a length and a half. Hector Herbert out to challenge now, racing second. Offshore Oil is third. King's Beacon is 3 wide, racing on to 4th. Then it's Diamond Digger. Then Pee Wee Patty by a Rumpa Pum Pum and KC Jam. And they were by the 3/4, 134 and 2. Coming to the 7/8, swing along in the leader. Then Hector Herbert comes up strong on the outside, racing second, bids for the top and takes the lead now. It is Hector Herbert. Here comes King's Beacon up strong on the outside. Outside of him by a Rumpa Pum Pum. It is Hector Herbert, King's Beacon, and here they are to the wire. Hector Herbert, King's Beacon, tight for show between Offshore Oil and Swing Along In. And the time for the mile, 2:05 and 3. At parading now, the unofficial winner of the 3rd race, number 3, Hector Herbert, a bay pacing horse. He's 6 years by Quiet Man from Goldine Herbert. Owned by Ike Moorside of Charlottetown, trained and driven by Wally Hennessy. The horse gets his 5th winning trip this season, pacing this afternoon in 2:05 and 3. The result of the 3rd race is now official. Diamond Digger 7th. Offshore Oil was 3rd. Hector Herbert, your race winner. Swing Along In was 4th. Pee Wee Patty 5th. King's Beacon 2nd. KC Jam was 8th. By a Rumpa Pum Pum was 6th. The race times, they were by the 1/4, 30 and 3/5. At the half, 1:03. By the 3/4 pole at 1:34 and 2. The time for the mile, 2:05 and 3. Now the 4th race approaching the top of the stretch. A field of 9. Willaway Spats and Wally Hennessy. R.E.'s Colt Millet Cooglin. Graham's Chap Gilberto. Cherry Twist Rod Guggen. Cable Vision Brian Moore. Just Fine Steve Mahar. Shy Scotch Ross McDonald. Hollywood, Herm Rideau, Dart Gum, and Tony Haig. Here they come. Clear off R.E.'s Colt Coast to the top. Cherry Twist driving up on the outside, racing second. Cable Vision is third. Willaway Spats racing 4th on the frail. Hollywood on the outside shows 5th. And Graham's Champ Dart Gum, Just Fine and Shy Scotch. Round the turn, they go by the 8th pole. It is R.E.'s Colt showing on top with Cable Vision. Up on the outside, gets to second. Lapped on the leader, bidding for the top. Cable Vision now takes command, and R.E.'s Colt is racing a second. Cherry Twist has 3rd. Hollybat driving 4th. Willaway Spats is 5th. Just Fine. Graham's Champ, Dart Garmin, and Shy Scott's trails 1/4, 30 and 3/5 around the top turn. The leader is Cable Vision a length. R.E.'s Colt is 2nd. Hollybat on the outside comes to 3rd. Cherry Twist in 4th on the rail. Just Fine as Park comes to 5th. Then Willaway Spats, Dart Garmin, Graham's Champ, and Shy Scotch in the drive on to the half now. Cable Vision and Hollybat, they're neck and neck for the lead. Hollybat on the outside, Cable Vision on the inside. Then Just Fine comes to 3rd. R.E.'s Colt is 4th as they go by the half. By the half and 3 and 1. End of the turn, they race on to the 5/8, and we have Cable Vision and Hollybat. They're neck and neck. Hollybat shows a nose in front on the outside. Cable Vision on the inside. Just Fine now 3rd. R.E.'s Colt on the rail is 4th. Dart Common now 5th. Cherry Twist. Graham's Champ, Willaway Spats, and Shy Scotch. On to the 3/4. It is a Hollybat, Just Fine, Dart Common rushing up to 3rd. Cable Vision 4th. R.E.'s Colt between horses 5th. Then Graham's Champ 134 and 1 by the 3/4 into the top turn. It is Hollybat and Just Fine hangs 2nd. Dart Comet is 3rd. R.E.'s Colt is 4th on the rail. Graham's Champ, Shy Scotch, Cable Vision, Willaway Spats, and Cherry Twist, and they swing for home. Hollybat and Just Fine comes driving to the top now. Just Fine and Hollybat and Dart Comet. It is Just Fine moving away, and here they are into the wire. It is Just Fine. Then tight for 2nd, Hollybat, Dart Comet, Graham's Champ for 4th. Time for the mile, 2:05 and 4. Parading now the unofficial winner of the fourth. It's number 6, Just Fine. Bay pacing mare 7 years by Melvin's Wool from Just Pam. On to the Honest Spring Farms of Fredericton, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. The mare gets her first winning trip this season, 2:05 and 4. The restart of the fourth race, now official, with away spots for 7th. R.E.'s called 5th. Grabs Champ was 4th. Cherry Twist 9th. Cable Vision 8th. Just Fine, your race winner. Shy Scotch was 6th. Hollybat 2nd. Dart Garmin 3rd. The times, the quarter 30 and 3/5. They were at the half, 103 and 1. 3/4, 134 at 1. And the mile to 5 and 4. Now the fifth race, approaching the top of the stretch, we have a field of 7. There's Brockaway with Wally Hennessy. Smoky Argyle, Sam Hodgin. Crossway with Herm Renault. Miramichi Etter and Millet Kuglin. Chip Spreader with Steve Mahar. Freddie Dream with Jill Barrio. Sip Along Antelope with Stan Nelson, and here they come. They're off, and Crossway quickly goes to the top. Then Chip Spreader drives up 2nd. Sip Along Antelope 3rd. Brockaway's on the rail at racing 4th. Smoky Argyle, Miramichi Etter. Freddie Dream trails. Around the turn now, they race to the 8th pole, and Crossway takes him by that marker. She leads a length of the quarter. Chip Spreader racing is 2nd out to challenge now. Chip Spreader bids for the top, and he takes command as they go to the quarter. Chip Spreader moves out. Crossway racing 2nd. Sip Along Antelope is a 3rd. Brockaway 4th. Smoky Argyle, Miramichi Etter, and Freddie Dream. And they're by the quarter, 30 and 2/5. They go into the top turn. Chip Spreader leads a length of the half. Crossway 2nd. Sip Along Antelope is 3rd. Brockaway 4th. Smoky Argyle is 5th. That's Freddie Dream out and moving. Miramichi Etter now trails. And they swing off the top turn and drive on through the stretch. They come to the half. And the leader is Chip Spreader. Crossway 2nd. Here comes Brockaway. Up on the outside, he gets to 3rd. Sip Along Antelope is 4th. Freddie Dream outside 5th. Smoky Argyle, Miramichi Etter. And they were by the half. 102 and 4. They swing into the turn now and race on to the 5/8, and Chip Spreader has the lead. Brockaway on the outside, racing 2nd now. Crossway has a 3rd. Freddie Dream goes to 4th. Sip Along Antelope is 5th. Then Miramichi Etter and Smoky Argyle as they go to the 3/4, and Chip Spreader holds his lead by a head. Brockaway inching up on the outside 2nd. Crossway 3rd. Then Freddie Dream 4th. Sip Along Antelope, Miramichi Etter, Smoky Argyle by the 3/4, 133 and 4 around the top turn. Chip Spreader by a head. Brockaway challenging 2nd. Crossway 3rd. Freddie Dream 4th. Sip Along Antelope, Miramichi Etter, and Smoky Argyle at the head of the lane. The 2 leaders neck and neck. Now Brockaway comes to the top. Brockaway, Chip Spreader, then Crossway, and on the outside, Freddie Dream. It is Brockaway. Here they are to the wire. Brockaway, and tight. Crossway, Freddie Dream, and Chip Spreader. The time for the mile, 2:04 and 3. And parading now the unofficial footer of the 5th race, number 1, Brockaway. Bay pacing horses 4 by Allard Brett from Cape Town Rose, owned by Bertin Cormier of Cocan, Ron Gogan of Moncton, and Wally Hennessy of St. John, trained and driven by Wally Hennessy. That's the 3rd winning trip this year for Brockaway. Pacing this afternoon, 2:04 and 3. That's a driving triple so far this afternoon for Wally Hennessy. Winning the 2nd with Susan's Image, the 3rd with Hector Herbert, and now the 5th with Brockaway. Driving triple for Wally Hennessy. Now the result of the 5th race is now official. Brockaway, your race winner. Smoky Argyle, 5th. Crossway was 2nd. Miramichi Etter, 7th. Chip Spreader was 4th. Freddie Dream, 3rd. Sip Along Antelope was 6th. The race times, the quarter, 30 and 2/5. The half, 102 and 4. 3/4, 133 and 4. Time for the mile, 2:04 and 3. Now the starters for the sixth race. Approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 6, we have Moody Traveler and Jill Barrio. Jessamine Creek with Terry Bernard. Tobic Lou, Robert Kraft. Blythe Lobo, John Davidson. Half Sharp with Steve Mahar. Happy Soda with Wayne Mahar, and here they come. There, off Tobic Luke goes to the top. Moody Travelers racing second. Blythe Lobo driving up 3 wide to third. Jessamine Creek is fourth. Hap Sheriff is fifth. Happy Soda trails as they swing around the turn. Tobic Lou leads a length. Blythe Lobo challenging is second. Moody Traveler third as they leave the eighth. Then it's Jessamine Creek and Half Sharp, and there goes Happy Soda. And out from second to Blythe Lobo. Goes forward, takes the lead. Up front now, Blythe Lobo, the leader. He moves out. A length and a half. Tobic Lou is second by 2. Moody Traveler racing a third. Happy Soda drives on the fourth. Then it's Jessamine Creek and Half Sharp trailing, but he's on the move. And we're by the quarter, 31 seconds. Around the top turn, Blythe Lobo leads by 2. Tobic Lou racing a second. Moody Traveler third. Happy Soda's racing a fourth. Then Jessamine Creek and Half Sharp, and they swing through the stretch, come driving to the half. Blythe Lobo pacing out on top. Tobic Lou lays a second. Then Moody Traveler third. Happy Soda on the outside racing fourth. Half Sharp is now fifth. Jessamine Creek is the trailer. And they're by the half. 103 and 1. Swinging into the turn they go, racing to the 5/8. Blythe Lobo the leader. Tobic Lou is racing second. Happy Soda now gets to third. Moody Traveler his fourth. Half Sharp outside fifth. Then Jessamine Creek trails as they leave the 5/8, and it's on to the 3/4, and out from second goes Tobic Lou. Tobic Lou goes forward and takes the lead. Blythe Lobo is second. Happy Soda hangs third. Moody Traveler fourth. Half Sharp is fifth. Jessamine Creek trails sixth as they go by the 3/4. 135 and 1 into the top turn. Tobic Lou the leader. Then Blythe Lobo. Happy Soda on the outside comes to second now. Blythe Lobo now third. Half Sharp fourth. Moody Traveler and Jessamine Creek, and they swing for home, and Tobic Lou is the leader. It's Tobic Lou by 2. Happy Soda driving second. Half Sharp a strong third. It is Tobic Lou, Happy Soda, and Half Sharp. And here they are into the wire. Tobic Lou, Happy Soda, Half Sharp, and then Moody Traveler. Time for the mile, 2:07 and 2. In the photo for win number 3, Tobic Lou, Chestnut Pacing Mare, 4 years by Cloud Cover from Pretty Easy. Owned by Stephen Billet of St. John, trained and driven by Robert Kraft. If she's declared the winner, she'll get a new win race record, 2:7 and 2. And also in the photo number 7, Happy Soda. Brown Pacing Horse, 9 by Most Happy Fella from Phil Soda. Owned and trained by Herman Minow of St. John with Wayne Mahar driving. We're waiting for a photo for win. Now the result of the 6th race, now official. Moody Traveler 4th. Jessamine Creek was 6th. Tobic Lou, your race winner. Plumstead Lester scratched. Blythe Lobo 5th. Half Sharp was 3rd. Happy Soda 2nd. Race times quarter 31. The half 103 and 1. 3/4 135 and 1. Tobic Lou gets a new win race record, 2:7 and 2. Well, there's a photo finish showing number 3, Tobic Lou, by the old proverbial whisker over number 7, Happy Soda. Any closer and it would have been a dead heat. Tobic Lou gets a new record of 2:07 and 2, and that is a tight one. That's race 6. Let's go now with race number 7. 7th race, top of the stretch, Brother Lynx, Leroy Vincent, Armbro Usher, Steve Mahar, Eldredo, John Davidson, Storm McCummon, Ross McDonald, The Settler MC with Herm Rideau, Charmelin Jones, Steve Mason, Fontana Joe with Wally Hennessy. Here they come. They're off. Armbro Usher off stride, going to the top. Brother Lynx has it on the rail up in between horses. Eldredo driving on second, challenging for the top. Charmelin Jones racing up a third. The Settler MC is fourth. Storm McCummon racing fifth. Fontana Joe, Armbro Usher On up the backstretch now, they're 3 wide. Racing on to the quarter. Eldorado, now it is Charbel and Joan going to the top, and Eldorado's racing a second. Brother Lynx has third. The Settler MC goes out to challenge now fourth. Storm McCummon is fifth. Fontella Joe and Armbro Usher never by the quarter in 30 and 2/5. They swing into the top turn. Charbel and Joan leads now by 2. Eldorado's racing second. Brother Lynx a third. The Settler MC driving fourth. Then Storm McCummon, Fontella Joe, Armbro Usher out of contention. May come driving onto the half. Charbel and Joan cuts it out. She leads by 2. Eldorado is second. Brother Lynx has third. The Settler MC is fourth. Here comes Storm McCummon up on the outside, racing a fifth. Then he's off stride, rough. And out from third goes Brother Lynx. They were by the half in 102 and 1. Round the turn they go to the 5/8. The leader is Charbel and Joan. Eldorado racing a second. Then Brother Lynx and the Settler MC, and out 3 wide Storm McCummon and Fontella Joe. On to the 3/4. Charbel and Joan moves away. Out now by 2.5. Eldorado. Storm McCummon racing up a strong third. Going on the Settler MC, Brother Lynx and Fontella Joe. 3/4 in 1:33 and 2. Round the top turn, Charbel and Joan, but 2.5. Storm McCummon, rough, and he's off stride. As they come to the 7/8, it is Charbel and Joan. Eldorado. Storm McCummon back, pacing, racing third. Then Fontella Joe. Swinging home, it is Charbel and Joan, and Storm McCummon and Eldorado and Fontella Joe, and it's going to be Charbel and Joan, and here they are to the wire. It is Charbel and Joan, then Storm McCummon, Eldorado and Fontella Joe, and the time for the mile, 2:04 and 2. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the 7th race, number 6, Charbel and Joan. A bay pacing mare, 5 years, by Irish Baron from Charbel and Streak. Owned and trained by Joe Spite of St. John, Steve Mason driving. The mare gets her 4th winning trip this season, steps to a new win race record of 2:04 and 2. Her old mark was 2:04 and 3. And from the 7th race, Charbel and Joan has been claimed by Peter Bardsley of St. John. Now the result of the 7th race, now official. Brother Lynx was 6th. Armbro Usher 7th. Eldorado was 3rd. Storm McCummon 2nd. The Settler MC 5th. Charbel and Joan, your race winner. Fontella Joe 4th. Race times quarter 30 and 2/5. The half 102 and 1. 3/4 1:33 and 2. And the mile 2:04 and 2. Now the 8th race approaching the top of the stretch. A field of 9. There's Duncan's Laverne with Elmore White. Win Step and Gilles Barrio. Nick Rob Champ with Sam Hodgin. Glencoe Ty Guy Clark Smith. Rockin' Beauty with Herman Renault. Nightly Blue Boy with Steve Mahar. Fenway Fellow Wally Hennessy. Queen Lynx and Frost McDonald trailing as Debbie Jodask and Charlie Frost. And here they come. Clear off, and Duncan's Laverne pacing atop. Glencoe Ty Guy wings for it. They're neck and neck as they swing into the turn. Glencoe Ty Guy, now the leader on the outside, moves to the rail. Duncan's Laverne racing second. Debbie Jodask is third. Win Step fourth. Fenway Fellow driving fifth. Nick Rob Champ, then Rockin' Beauty. Nightly Blue Boy and Queen Lynx trailing, and Duncan's Laverne back on top again as they race to the quarter. Glencoe Ty Guy second. Then Debbie Jodask has third. Fenway Fellows racing fourth. Win Step is fifth. Then they go by the quarter in 30 and 4/5. They swing into the top turn. Duncan's Laverne. Glencoe Ty Guy second. Debbie Jodask is racing a third. Up on the outside, Nightly Blue Boy drives on to fourth. Fenway Fellows fifth. Nick Rob Champ on the outside moving sixth. Then it's Win Step, Queen Lynx, and Rockin' Beauty trailing. They swing through the stretch, come driving onto the half. Duncan's Laverne pacing on top. Glencoe Ty Guy second. Nightly Blue Boy hangs third. Right behind him with cover, Fenway Fella is fourth. Debbie Jodask fifth. Nick Rob Champ. Then Queen Lynx, then Rockin' Beauty, and Win Step trails off stride, and they were by the half and 2. On to the 5/8 now, Duncan's Laverne alike, Glencoe Ty Guy, Nightly Blue Boy third. Then Debbie Jodask and Fenway Fella, Nick Robb Champ, Queen Lakes, Rockin' Beauty and trailing Windstep as they race to the three-quarters. Duncan's Laverne leads by 2. Nightly Blue Boy up on the outside, racing on to second, closing in on the leader as they go racing by the three-quarters. 132 and 2. They're head of the top turn. Duncan's Laverne. Nightly Blue Boy out his wheel, moving up. Then Fenway Fellows driving third. Glencoe Tide Guy fourth. Nick Robb Champ, Debbie Jodass, Queen Lynx, Rockin' Beauty, Windstep, swinging for home. Duncan's Laverne and Nightly Blue Boy. They are neck and neck now as they come to the wire. Duncan's Laverne on the inside, Nightly Blue Boy on the outside. Still neck and neck, Nightly Blue Boy. Here they are to the wire. Nightly Blue Boy, Duncan's Laverne, Fenway Fella, and Queen Lynx. And the time for the mile, 2:03 and 3. And parading now the unofficial winner of the 8th race. It's number 6, Nightly Blue Boy. A bay pacing call. 3 years by Nightly Blue Chip from Nancy Twig. Owned by Michael and Ivan Spitaccini and William Rogers of Montreal. Trained by Peter DeCarton, Steve Mahar driving. The colt scores his 4th winning trip this season. Steps to a new win race record of 2-3 and 3. His hold record was 2:05 and 4. And the result of the 8th race, now official. Duncan's Laverne was 2nd. Windstep was 8th. Nick Robb Champ, 6th. Glencoe Tie Guy was 5th. Rockin' Beauty, 9th. Nightly Blue Boy, your race winner. Fenway Fella, 3rd. Queen Lynx, 4th. Debbie Jodask, 7th. And the times, the quarter, 30 and 4/5. They were at the half, 1:02. 3/4, 1:32 and 2. Time for the mile, 2:03 and 3/5. Now the starters for this afternoon's featured 9th, the Good Sam Club Invitational. They're approaching the top of the stretch field of 7. Silent Class and Jill Barrio, J.B. Pendle, Dr. Hugh Baird, Snake Charmer, Ross McDonald, Shalom Marley with Wally Hennessy, Laurel's Curly, Steve Mahar, Melanie Down, Steve Mason, Power Mac, Ron Robertson. Here they come. They're offended to Shalom Marley, J.P. Pendle, Silent Class. They're neck and neck for the lead. J.P. Pendle in between horses, shows on top. J.B. Pendle, Silent Class racing is 2nd. Shalom Marley on the outside, racing on 3rd. Melody Down is 4th. Snake Charmer, Laurel's Curly, and Power Mac trails as they go to the quarter. And Shalom Marley up on the outside, challenging for the top. J.B. Pendle has it. Shalom Marley going for it. They are racing neck and neck as they go racing to the quarter. They're by it, and Shalom Marley is the leader on the outside. The quarter, 29 and 4. Around the top turn, Shalom Marley. J.B. Pendle racing 2nd. Silent Class has 3rd. Melody Down is 4th. J.B. Pendle out to challenge again as they swing on by the 3/8 marker, come driving on through the stretch, racing for the half. And it is Shalom Marley with J.B. Pendle racing 2nd. Silent Class is 3rd. Melody Down is 4th. Then Snake Charmer, Laurel's Curly, and Power Mac trailing as they go racing on by the half. They're by the half, 1 minute and 2/5. Into the turn, they swing for the 5/8. It is Shalom Marley. J.B. Pendle out challenging 2nd. Right behind him, Silent Class. Now Snake Charmer's moved up on the inside. He's 3rd. Silent Class is 4th. Melanie Down is racing 5th. Then Laurel's Curly and Power Mac as they go to the 3/4. Shalom Marley a length and a half. Snake Charmer now to 2nd. J.B. Pendle is 3rd. Melanie Down is 4 wide, going on now 3rd as they go by the 3/4. 1:30 and 3/5. They swing into the top turn. Shalom Marley now leads by 2. Melanie Down driving up on the outside, but Snake Charmer holds 2nd. Melanie Down is 3rd. Laurel's Curly comes on a strong 4th. Then J.B. Pendle, Silent Class, Power Mac swinging home. It is Shalom Marley, Snake Charmer, Laurel's Curly up strong on the outside. Melanie Down. It is going to be Shalom Marley, and here they are into the wire. It is Shalom Marley, Laurel's Curly, Snake Charmer, Melanie Down, Silent Class, then Power Mac and J.B. Pendle. Time for the mile, 2:01. And parading now the unofficial winner of the 9th race, the Good Sam Club Invitational. Number 4, Shalom Arley. Bay pacing horse. He's 4 years by Cloud Cover from Blarney Baroness. Owned by Woodard Jenkins of St. John. Wally Hennessy driving. Trackside now, our guests from the Good Sam Club making the cooler presentation to Shalom Arley. Our congratulations then, of course, to Shalom Arley, the winner. Willard Jenkins, the owner. Junior Tower, the trainer. And Wally Hennessy, the driver. Shalom Arley winning the Good Sam Club Invitational and getting a new win race record of 2:01. Now the result of the 9th race, now official. Silent Class was 5th. J.B. Pendle, 7th. Snake Charmer, 3rd. Shalom Arley, your race winner. Laurel's Curly, 2nd. Melanie Down was 4th. Power Mac was 6th. And the race times, the quarter, 29 4/5. They were at the half at 1 minute and 2/5. 3/4, 1:30 3/5. And the mile in 2:01. Now the 10th and final, approaching the top of the stretch, field of 8. Port City Elmer and Doug Quinn. P.H. Erling, Wayne Sprague. C.T. Scott, Bob Kyle. Just in Fashion with Clark Smith. Dasher's Doll, Terry Bernard. Dainty Dive with Wally Hennessy. Ann's Doll with Elmore White. Minji Special, Steve Mahar. Here they come. They're off and going to the top of the C.T. Scott from the far outside. Challenging goes Ann's Doll. And up on the inside, Port City Elmer, 3 wide around the turn. Port City Elmer, C.T. Scott between horses, now the leader. Port City Elmer 2nd. Ann's Doll outside racing 3rd. P.H. Erling has 4th. Then it is a Dasher's Doll, Dainty Dive, Minji Special, and Just in Fashion trails the field as they race on to the quarter. Pacing out on top, C.T. Scott leads a length and a half. Port City Elmer is 2nd. Then P.H. Erling 3rd. Ann's Doll is 4th. Dainty Dive out moving now 5th. That opening quarter, 31 seconds. Around the top turn, C.T. Scott leads a length and a half. Port City Elmer racing 2nd. Dainty Dive up on the outside comes to 3rd. P.H. Erling is 4th. Then it's Ann's Doll in along the rail as they come through the stretch onto the half. Pacing with the lead, C.T. Scott. Dainty on the outside. Port City Elmer now coming to the top on the outside. Port City Elmer and C.T. Scott, they're neck and neck. And then P.H. Erling 3rd. Dainty Dive is 4th. Then it's Ann's Doll, Minji Special, Dasher's Doll, and Just in Fashion trailing as they go by the half, 4 and 1. Round the turn they go to the 5/8. Ann's Doll is off stride. And so is Just in Fashion. Up the backstretch now they go racing for the 3/4 C.T. Scott. Then Port City Elmer out 3 wide and going on Dainty Dive. She gets to 2nd, goes winging for the lead. C.T. Scott holds it. Dainty Dive is challenging 2nd as they go neck and neck by the 3/4, 1:35 3. Out of the top turn, C.T. Scott, Dainty Dive, and Minji Special with the leaders racing 3rd. P.H. Erling, Port City Elmer. Then Dasher's Doll, Ann's Doll, Just in Fashion. They come swinging home. C.T. Scott, the leader. Dainty Dive racing 2nd. Minji Special comes up a strong 3rd coming on. It is C.T. Scott, Dainty Dive, Minji Special. C.T. Scott, Minji Special coming on. Here they are to the wire. C.T. Scott, Minji Special, Dainty Dive, and Port City Elmer. And the time for the mile, 2:07 2. Out of the wire now, the unofficial winner of the 10th race. Number 3, C.T. Scott, bay pacing horse, 7 years, but Newport Robbie from Nell Scott, owned, trained, and driven by Bob Kyle of Memram Cook. The horse wins his first start this year, 2:07 2. Now the result of the 10th race, now official. Port City Ulmer was 4th. PH Erling, 8th. C.T. Scott, your race winner. Justin Fashion, 7th. Dashes Doll, 5th. Dainty Dive, 3rd. Ann's Doll, 6th. The Minji Special was 2nd. The race times, the quarter 31 seconds. The half 104 and 1. 3/4 135 and 3. And the mile 27 and 2. Well, there's our hottest racing program for this Saturday afternoon from Exhibition Park. Turned out to be a beautiful afternoon. We wound up with 4 trips better than 2:05, topped off by Shalom Marley winning our feature in 2:01. Hope you've enjoyed